What's up, carnivores? Zach here with American Smoke, and today I have made a terrible, terrible mistake. I have got in-laws coming over, and I have completely and totally dropped the ball when it comes to cooking a pork butt. I'm not even lying with y'all. It's like 9 o'clock, and we're supposed to have a pork for the in-laws. Thing just got out of hand last night, and I just didn't do it, and then running late this morning because of kids doing things that just, you don't plan for it. And next thing you know, 2 hours has gone by just trying to deal with the thing that's been done. It's been that kind of day. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do an extremely hot, extremely fast pork butt and see how it do, baby. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes that's just life. Sometimes, you're cooking for folks, and more than that, sometimes you've got a big old piece of meat that you've either purchased on Thursday or Friday or something and plan to cook on Sunday and or eat on Sunday, and things have not worked out, and next thing you know, you're contemplating, well, do I freeze this thing? Or what if like this one, I thawed this one, do I refreeze it? What do I do, And so what we're gonna see is, how hot can we cook it? How's it gonna turn out? How long is it gonna take? This is a 10-pound pork butt. So I chose to do it on a really big one. A really big one. Got that big booty. All right, so basics. I've got it out of the packaging. I've got my pellet smoker coming up to 400 degrees. 400, so we're going real hot. And for those of y'all that are wondering, yes, it's a very, very good chance that foil is gonna come into play on this one. We're gonna be cooking this fat side down. Since I'm cooking it on my barrel type pellet smoker, the heat source is coming right from below it. We're gonna be putting the fat down on top of that heat, let it sizzle, baby. But we're going salt, no binder, just some salt. Get some salt on that pork. It's a big piece of meat, it can handle the salt. And we're going with some Killer Hogs barbecue rub. Y'all know I love this stuff. Pat that on. Got a really pretty money muscle on this pork butt. That's the reason I picked this one out, is because of the money muscle. For those of y'all don't know what the money muscle is, it's a competition term for one of the most tender and marbled pieces of pork on the butt. All right, so all we're gonna do is just let this seasoning soak on to the pork butt, or sweat on, while the pit's coming on up to temp. We're gonna go ahead and get our meter in there, and a nice thick portion of this pork butt. Just gonna go right here in the end. Oh, there's a bone. We're gonna come in from this end, right down here by the money muscle. Meter's in place, seasoning on, butt's ready. All we gotta do is wait on the smoker to come up to 400. In the meanwhile, we're gonna go ahead and get some chunks of maybe hickory, maybe, in our secondary burn pot. Let's get it. All right, so it looks like we're going with cherry wood, because I don't have any hickory. Gotta get to Academy. Nothing wrong with a chunk of cherry, baby. Look at that. That's pretty wood. Okay, so we're not quite at 400 yet, but we are right at 300. We're gonna go ahead, put the butt in there, and let it start warming up. I wanna get every ounce of heat in this thing as fast as humanly possible. Right there in the middle, ought to be good. I'm gonna go ahead, open up my secondary smoke pot. Start getting some of that cherry wood flavor on the outside of this butt. That's gonna be the big challenge here, is getting some smoke flavor on this pork butt. When you burn these pellet smokers really hot, they burn super clean, and you don't get a lot of smoke flavor. You get a light flavor, but for the most part, the smoke is just getting so burned up so quickly that almost nothing is left to stick to the meat. Bring on 400, baby. All right, so we've been cooking for 2.5 hours at 400 degrees. I've already kind of taken a peek at it. We've got pretty much what you might expect. We've got some burning on the outside, which we're gonna call crust, bark, what have you, texture, if you will. We're gonna wrap it up in a double layer of heavy duty foil. and then let it run. As a side note today, my meter has decided that it didn't work. I think that what has happened is I had built up too much of a patina on the end where it connects to the charge, the probe itself. And so I think my probe is dead because it will not connect. So not sure about that. It's the first time it's ever failed me. I think it might have been user error for not cleaning it well enough. We're moving back to the thermopin just to monitor from time to time. I've already got temps reading well over 120 degrees. So in 2.5 hours, we've got a 10-pound butt over 120 degrees. We're gonna wrap it up in this full blow through the stall. We probably will not even have a stall. Let's go ahead, get in here, have a look at it and see how it's doing. Yeah, buddy. Check that bad boy right there out. So as you can see, we don't have the customary mahogany as much as we do some crunchy areas, but rest assured, it's gonna soften way up when we wrap it up and let it cook. So we're gonna see how this thing turns out. It's gonna be a really quick cook, and I'm kinda excited about it. Go ahead and get this thing wrapped up. We're gonna sprinkle a little bit of extra barbecue rub on there just to add a little something something. You wanna make sure, the way my instincts are telling me, wanna make sure to get this wrapped up tightly. I wanna eat pork butt for dinner. And I didn't start cooking a 10-pound pork butt until almost 10 o'clock. I'm telling you, if you're making barbecue at home, this is gonna happen. This is gonna happen. Some of the times you're just gonna do stuff like this. I'm not a professional, you know. I'm not out there running a barbecue restaurant or anything. I'm just a guy at his house, makes barbecue for his family, and occasionally, you know, drop the ball. That's all there is to it. I think I'm gonna go a third layer, just to be safe. Like I said, we haven't hit the stall yet, so tons of moisture still to cook out of this thing. So no need to add any liquid. We're gonna drop the temperature on the smoker down to 300 degrees at this point. The foil wrapping in and the steam building up in there is going to intensify the cooking process anyway. We just did 400 to rapidly heat it up, to rapidly build a bark, to rapidly get some crust on this thing, rapidly put some extra flavor on the outside, get that Maillard reaction going. And now it's time to put it in a steam bath. 300. I'm thinking about 3 more hours myself. I'm not sure. Y'all let me know in the comment section below. At this point in the video, what's your bet on how long it's going to take to get probe tender, which is really what I'm aiming for here, is probe tender. Can I shred it? If I can shred it, it's done, because today we want to eat. I'm not waiting until tomorrow to eat this. We'll see y'all in a little bit when we come in and check the internal temp on this pork butt. All right, guys, so very surprising results here. I got this thing on just before 10 o'clock this morning. Like I said, running super late, and it is just now 2. And so we're looking at just a little over 4 hours on a 10-pound bone-in Boston butt, even with the failure of my meter, which, by the way, it was the patina that had formed on the end of the sensor. It was not allowing it to take a charge, and so now that it's charged, it is connecting again. So anybody that was curious about that, that is what was going on there. But I got the old thermopin out, and man, I probed this thing, and it's tender. I mean, it went in there like hot butter. And so we're going to get it out, and we're going to get it into a cooler and let it rest. And I'm going to give it probably, since it's only 2, I'm probably going to give it like 3.5 hours until dinner time, and just let all that heat, residual heat, continue to soak in, cook that pork, let some of that moisture pull back up into the core of the pork butt, and then we'll get it out here and we'll shred it and see how we did. Yeah, pretty much anywhere that I probe, it's just, look at that. It's just like butter. It's like almost falling in. Like I'm not even. So for anybody that's coming across this situation where, I mean, it's just, it's almost too tender. But you can see right there, if you can see that, we're at 202. Right there, 203. Perfect temp. Exactly where you want it. Go ahead, let's get it into the cooler. A couple towels over the top just to help insulate it a little bit. Now typically I say let it sit out and start to come down in temp. But for this one, since it is such a fast cook, we're just gonna let it roll. All right, guys, so it don't get much easier than that. I'll see y'all here in a couple hours around 5:30, and we'll come bring it out here, get it onto a cutting board, shred it, and see how we did. All right, well, it's 5:30. Let's go ahead and get the pork butt out of the cooler and see what's up. It is still nice and hot, and I did not get my pan, so I gotta go get a pan to set this in, or I'm gonna have a big mess. I'll be right back. All right, so that's more like it. Get a nice little container. And so for anyone that's curious, man, we are still sitting at 179 degrees after 2.5 hours of rest. So if you're ever wondering, like, how long can I hold a Boston butt or something, a large cut, 2.5 hours, and we're still sitting at 180 in the center of this thing. So you're safe for a while. Let's go ahead and get it out of the foil, and we're gonna see what sort of tenderness we've got. All right, the moment of truth. I mean, I'm not saying that looks as good as anyone I've ever done, but I'm having trouble picking it up, I can tell you that much. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm having trouble, folks. I cannot believe how tender this thing is. Y'all. Should I do it? Should I try to squeeze it to see what happens? Why not? Let's just do it. Oh my gosh. Look at it. A 10-pound pork butt. 10 pounds. Smoked in 4.5 hours. Holy guacamole. Look at this thing. What? What? Are you kidding me right now? Now, I'm not saying that this is going to have like the most smokiest flavor or anything like that. There's no way you're going to have as much smoke. But, dear Lord, you're in a bind? You want to make some barbecue for some folks? But you got a 10-pound butt that you hadn't started on? And it's, 10 o'clock in the morning? And you want to eat at 5:30, 6 o'clock at night? And you're thinking, well, that's impossible. We're going to have to order pizza. No, you don't. I mean, this all the way through, from one end to the other, just perfect. That's awesome sauce right there, baby. I mean, that's barbecue sandwiches for days. That's whatever you want pulled pork for days. Oh my God, we gotta try this. That is just really, really good. I mean, I'm just in shock. I'm just in shock. Man. No, it's not as smoky. But it is, seasoned with some Killer Hogs barbecue rub and salt. Got smoked flavor. You're not going to find a more tender one, or even, I don't even know if you would want it if you found a more tender one. The outside meat, it does have a slightly more, that like burnt crust type of a taste as opposed to like a smoke bark. Ain't nobody gonna complain about that. You put some daggum sweet barbecue sauce on this, on a sandwich, side of coleslaw, man, get out of here. Just get out. That is just incredible to me. 10 pounds, about 7 hours total, counting a 2.5 hour rest for a 10-pound butt. And man, it is just right. If you ever get in that situation where you think, I forgot. I dropped the ball. I forgot to get everything going. Now I'm running behind. You're gonna be okay. Try this out. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've ever done this method before to kind of catch up on getting behind on some barbecue. I don't know if y'all can tell, but I let myself get hungry. Carnivores, thanks for sticking around and watching this video. Let me know if you have any questions down in the comments section down below. Make sure to hit the like for me and subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber already. Also, come over to American Smoked Carnivores on Facebook. I'm in there every day. It's a great group to share your cooks, teach, tell a joke, learn a little something, whatever you want to do. It's a great group. See ya in there. Thanks for watching Smoke On, and I'll see you guys in the next video.